Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. Just want to give a quick shout out off the top of the show because the Voskers, the Volunteer Ottawa Awards, happened last night, and receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award was our very own Sarah Onyango. Not only has she done so much here with community television, but she's just been such a huge part of our community here in Ottawa. So from all of us here at Daytime Ottawa on Rogers TV, Sarah, a big congratulations. So incredibly well deserved. And of course, to the other 7 that were celebrated last night as well at Volunteer Ottawa's Voskers Award. A big congratulations to all of you. Well, Halloween is just around the corner, and we want you to be safe out there. We want you to be inclusive, and here to tell us how you can do just that is Miriam Pearl. She is the owner and recipe developer of Delicious Without Gluten. Sorry, I just had all of a sudden I was gone there, Miriam, for a second. How are you?
I'm great.
It's great to see you again. I'm great, thank you. And this is personal for you as well, right? Because you have a story to share with our viewers about your daughter.
Sure.
Tell me about your daughter.
So I have a daughter who has peanut allergy, and I also have 2 kids with celiac disease, which is why I started Delicious Without Gluten and why I always speak about people with allergies and trying to help the community. And so it's an experience that when they were 5 and 6 years old and they learned that they had celiac disease, we went trick-or-treating, and it was really difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So at this time, though, things are a lot easier. There's a lot more help, a lot more awareness, and I'm trying to spread this awareness.
I love it. Well, and you just pointed out to me before we came on, you said, I'm wearing teal, and you're wearing teal for a particular reason. Tell us why.
So we have the Teal Pumpkin Project, which started in 2014 by FAIR, which is Food Allergy Research and Education. And that's in the States. And we have one here in Canada called Food Allergy Canada. And the fair came out with a Teal Pumpkin Project, meaning that any house that would have things that were good for people with allergies, they would have a teal sign or a teal pumpkin outside their door. And Canada sort of did a little take on it, and now it's called Shine a Light, and you have to put a light bulb or a teal light bulb outside your porch to say that you are safe for people with allergies.
What a great idea.
And that kind of means that either you're offering food that is nut-free, peanut-free, gluten-free options, right, or vegan or whatever, or some kids they don't even eat sugar, honestly. So there's a lot of different allergies here in Canada. There's over 600,000 children who have at least one allergy. Oh, wow. So being inclusive means going to stores and getting little glow things and little tattoos and things so that instead of candy, they can also partake in the festivities. Right.
Well, let's get some advice. First of all, let's start with trick-or-treaters. Advice for trick-or-treaters that you would give to the young people out there.
So first of all, if you have an allergy, I don't know if you're going how young you are or how old you are, but you're going to either go with a parent or by yourself. You'll need an EpiPen. You have to make sure your EpiPen is up to date, and not to scare anyone, but like to just review a little bit about what it is, right? What you have to do, how to do it.
Great idea.
So that's the first thing. Second thing is don't eat while you're trick-or-treating.
I was just going to ask you about that.
If you really need to eat, and you're a parent who's always like parents like us with kids with allergies always have snacks on us. So we come prepared with safe snacks in case that happens, but definitely a necessity to like not touch the bag, because when the food comes back, when the candy comes back, you have to wipe everything down. Because it could be cross-contaminated. You could have somebody eating a peanut butter cup, and all of a sudden, there's a little disaster. No, it's a great point. Yeah,
you don't know even like the people giving out the candy, right? Maybe they've eaten something, and they,
they could be having this big party, and they're eating like peanut something or other. So you never know.
That's a great point.
So we do that. There's something called Switch Witch.
Switch Witch, okay, what is that? Try to say that 5 times fast at home.
It's a bit like the Tooth Fairy. Like you basically, if you have candy that you can't have, you give it to your parents, and then in the morning you get this, surprise either safe candy or maybe a toy that you've been wanting.
What a great idea.
So that's kind of interesting too.
And it's a win-win for the parents, because you end up getting treats too,
I didn't do that. My kids were old enough. We used to hang out with other friends, and we used to trade at the end of the night. So we split everything up, and whatever my kids could eat, they would keep it, and everything that they couldn't eat, they would trade with their friends.
I remember doing that. Well, I have 3 sisters and a brother, so it was, it was a little different back then, right? It was more like favorites. My favorite is a Crunchy Bar, and here's, a Snickers and that kind of thing. So everything you brought here, am I right? Is everything here allergen-free?
Almost.
Okay.
Almost.
Okay.
There's just one thing that isn't. What I did actually is I have on my website, we did a little ebook, and inside I went shopping. In like Walmarts and Costco's and grocery stores, a little around everywhere.
Okay.
And they all have around the same type of products that they're selling. And what I did was I have a little, I'll just show you.
Sure.
Just one page. You'll see it has the different things. It's gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, and it tells you exactly what's what.
Okay.
So it is a little bit helpful for what's actually out there.
It's like a great guide.
As opposed to just like this random list.
Right.
The Celiac Association in Canada has a list of gluten-free candy.
Okay.
However, on their website. However, it doesn't exclude people who have allergies to soy, egg,
Great
and all,
point.
all other kinds of things.
Yeah.
There's some interesting also things that I found that I wasn't even aware of. Have you ever seen this before? Sour raisins.
No, I remember the raisins themselves.
know.
My mom used to give it in our lunch pack,
So-
the little red packages of them.
We have there's a big awareness for getting away from tons and tons of sugar.
Right.
And it's going to things that are a little bit more healthy. These are actually raisins. That's how
Like
it's leaves.
different flavored raisins?
Yeah, they actually
Okay.
flavor, they sour them.
Okay.
So,
not a ton of sugar or anything?
No, it's the first ingredient is golden raisins.
Wow.
Then sunflower oil.
That's unusual.
Yeah, it is.
Right,
And there's
'cause
no
sugar's in
sugar.
everything.
No,
It's in
not with sugar.
everything.
It's concentrated vegetable juice and whatever color.
Okay, there you
so
go.
So that was just an interesting find. Also, I found that there were a lot more items that have logos on them. So one thing that's very, very important, if you're going to buy something and it doesn't have anything, like jelly beans are usually pretty okay. It's like just sugar water, right?
Yeah.
So, and color. But it doesn't have a label on the outside.
Right.
So the idea is to find something with a label. Because the label could
I
be
see what
on
you mean,
the-
because it could be on the full package, but on the
Yes.
little candies that you're handing
Exactly.
out from the package doesn't have anything, so parents don't know.
Exactly.
Right away.
So
okay.
it will usually have, there's a lot more things that have, let's say, peanut allergy. The ingredient deck now always tells you whether or not it contains something.
Okay.
So if it's going to contain sulfites or it's going to contain soy or, dairy or whatever, it'll be on the label.
One of the safest things to do, right, is make treats yourself, right?
Yes.
And I think a lot of families have decided, you know what, we're not going out anymore. We're going to have a party. We're going to invite the neighborhood kids to our place, and we're going to do something fun and inclusive.
Yes.
You're coming back after the
Yes,
break,
I am.
right? And you're going to share some recipe ideas for
Yes.
some homemade treats.
Yes, I am.
All right, okay. And you and I will decorate. We're going to have a little bit of fun.
Absolutely. It's time to have fun.
Miriam Pearl from Delicious Without Gluten. She'll be back in just a moment. I'm just looking over at the kitchen here. We are going to have some fun. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be back with Miriam to show you some great ideas to create some of those beautiful treats yourself at home. This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Join us for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university, so they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Ottawa, it's the national capital of Canada. But how much do you know about the city's history? This is Phil Jenkins. Join me as I take you on a journey through Bytown's beginnings, Ottawa's crowning as capital, amalgamation, and its becoming a city of 1 million citizens. Watch The History of Ottawa according to Phil Jenkins exclusively on Rogers TV.
Play 4 games of bingo from the comfort of your own home each Monday at 7 p.m. for your chance to win money from our $2,000 regular bingo or $5,000 super bingo night. Kiwanis TV Bingo, Mondays at 7 p.m. on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm Danielle Allard, and I am a proud Ottawa born and raised singer-songwriter, and I'm part of Encore Ottawa 3. I really hope you like the music and just come and see all of the talent that Ottawa has to offer.
Back with some great ideas for you and the family when it comes to doing some fun stuff at home to make it interactive and, of course, delicious at the same time. Delicious without gluten. That's what I'm referring to. Miriam Pearl is back with us here, and Miriam, you've got some great ideas. And so, okay, for people that aren't aware, first of all, of what gluten is, you find it in a lot of different products. What is gluten?
So it's wheat, barley, oats, various things that are in a lot of processed foods.
Right, right.
So eat an apple, you're totally fine.
You're good to go if you eat an apple. But you know what? The nice thing now is, I mean, if you go back even, the beginning of my career 19 years ago, and you tried to find, gluten-free recipes, it was really, really difficult. And there's so many alternatives available now, right?
Absolutely. And it's easier and easier because everybody is getting on the bandwagon. And also it's very good because vegan is in.
Right.
And so it's also very inclusive.
Yeah, and even if you aren't celiac, even if you don't have an issue with gluten necessarily, right, I think it helps a lot with, bloating and, just feeling like you've got that piece of cement sort of sitting in your stomach, and nothing against it. My mom still bakes with gluten and so forth, but I think you can make little changes even if you aren't, in the position where it's affecting you that much, right?
So one of the things that's really important here is kids, right? Because we're doing Halloween.
Yeah.
And every school is like peanut free and whatever. There's always one kid, and even if you're having people over for dinner, there's always like somebody who, I can't have soy, I can't have this, I can't have that. So it's very easy to sort of have things that people can all partake in, right?
Agreed.
So again, inclusivity, very important.
You've made some goodies here. What have you created here today?
So one of the things that I like to do with kids is have lots of fun and decorate.
Okay.
And usually we make some cookies. So I have a recipe on my website for some vegan, gluten-free, everything-free, allergen-free cookies, sugar cookies, and gingerbread cookies.
Okay.
And what I found was we were missing the eyes. Now, eyes are usually made with royal icing, which is egg whites.
I'm going to show off some of these. Kevin was looking for them, I think, on his camera, so I just wanted to show off some of these.
So
look at those.
We can make these when you buy them in the store, they're very expensive.
Really?
And you get like a little package, and you just have to use.
Isn't it just sugar?
It is, but someone has that. Machines have to do all this.
I guess so. Yeah, there's labor involved in it for sure.
These are made with 2 different things. You can either make this with a can of chickpeas. So you use, it's called aquafaba. It's the water that has been put inside the chickpea to
preserve them, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's called aquafaba.
Okay, aquafaba. I learned something new today. Okay.
We also have flax gel. So if you take flax seeds and then you boil them for like 8 minutes, they will get a little bit like an egg yolk. Not an egg yolk, an egg white.
Egg white.
How, you do this with an egg white and it kind of gets sticky.
It'll go. Yeah, it'll sort of stretch with you, sort of thing. Yeah.
So that's the texture of a flax gel.
Okay.
Okay. So you can either do it flax gel. It's like a 1/3 cup. I have the recipe on my website, but like a 1/3 cup of whatever the liquid is, so a 1/3 cup of this or the flax gel, and then about 450 grams of icing sugar. And you mix it all together, and usually I put in lots of flavorings. Today we have watermelon and strawberry and all kinds of different flavors, so it's fun to have that. And then we decorate. So when you first make it, it's a very thick type of.
It's like almost marshmallowy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no, more icing, I guess, right? More of an icing texture.
Yeah, it's a royal icing.
Yeah.
You need it kind of thick because what we're going to do. See, I already started over here.
Yeah.
We made I just started squeezing it out. and as I squeeze it out, I could just stay there and make it the eyes.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I can make eyes in like big ones like this, or small ones, and I can do whatever I want.
Right.
Now we can put those eyes on a cupcake or on a cake pop.
I'm going to turn these over towards
I
Kevin
put
here.
these on these little rice cakes.
Oh, yeah. That's so cute.
And then I have Rice Krispies and just a marshmallow itself.
Right.
And then I brought, and then as you see on
Yeah,
the cookies.
the beautiful cookies you got here, yeah.
So what I brought with me today, Derek,
is a melange of all of it.
of
Okay.
stuff that we can do.
All right.
I'm gonna give you. I should have show you that if you know, we can either put this icing, I don't know, just like I squeeze it out like that, in a piping bag like this.
Right.
Or they have, you know, a dollar store or
Oh,
this
those are
type of
great
thing,
too,
so you
yeah,
can also
yeah.
do it this way. The outside to decorate will be the harder one, and then
Okay.
if you add a little extra water, it's called flooding. So whatever you make inside your cookie, you can just use something that has more liquid and it flows easily.
Yeah. Okay.
So
All right, we better
you
get
can
going
pick-
here.
yeah.
We got like 2 minutes left.
While
The
you
things
do
are
this,
flying.
I just want to show you. I just put it in the microwave. This very cool like trick. So I actually like to use like mummy things. So I have this little guy that I put together.
Okay.
And you know, like you can wrap him up like a mummy.
Oh, like a mummy.
Like
so
a
that's what
mummy.
you just melted a little bit of marshmallow?
For like, I don't know, it was less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you can just keep doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that cute?
Oh yeah, look at this.
So what's even cuter is that we put some Kool-Aid or for margaritas or whatever,
Right.
and we did the same thing on the glass. So when you were serving something,
Great.
you can serve
I love
like a
that.
Kool-Aid type of thing.
Yeah, because
or-
parents want to have a little bit of fun
or,
themselves
you know,
too.
A little something,
A little something, you never
and
know.
then you put it inside, and it makes a really fun drink.
Okay, I love
Just
it.
showing.
Great idea, yeah.
So let's decorate something.
Okay.
Let's take, I don't know, you decide.
Yeah, I got
Derek.
a pumpkin here.
All right.
Pass
so
me the, yeah.
There you go. So
Here
you
we
can
go.
just fill that up, and then
Okay.
you can choose some eyes.
Okay.
That's it. Exactly. See how easy? And then when you're finished, you can just put the eyes on.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm going to show you. I have different kinds of sticks. And these sticks are really good because I can insert them on the bottom. This is a brownie.
Okay.
And so you can do the same thing with this as well. You can do the mummy with the brownie.
Nice.
And you can put the eyes on.
How
and
easy
I use
is that?
this like a glue. Exactly. Isn't
Look
that
at
good?
that.
I'm going to put little eyes on this side as glue. This is my glue.
Nice.
And then I'm going to take
Oh,
this over
I
here
see. Yeah.
and stick them on, so I got little googly eyes.
And you're ready to roll.
I'm ready to roll. So it's fun for kids.
Deliciouswithout.com, right? They can
Yes.
find out. Then don't forget that ebook is available. So if
Absolutely.
you're looking for all of those sort of allergen-free treats, again, make sure, you know, Halloween's inclusive for everybody. We'll be back with more right after this.
I belong here.
You may think I don't fit in.
That I don't look the part.
But to me, curling is more than a sport.
It's my community.
Together, we can sweep away the barriers.
Create spaces where we all belong.
And experience the joy of curling.
I belong here.
We belong here.
We unite, and united we curl.
I was born and raised in Musqueam First Nation territory by my mother, who spoke Hunkaminam to me. As a child, I ceased using my mother tongue, as to use any language other than English was considered not being Canadian, so I was told. The old people came to me in a dream and reminded me of who I am and where I come from. I have reawakened. My roots are strong, and I'm no longer a silent speaker. My language tells me where I'm from. It defines me and guides me to teach others to learn and understand our culture and traditions. A gift for those in the present and the unborn generations. What was lost is found. What was asleep has awakened. My blood is here, and I am complete. I have returned home.
NHL on Rogers TV.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. You know how much we love the arts here on this program, and you can find some of the best Canadian artists on the planet at Wallspace Gallery. Here to tell us more, I'm joined by Ava Cochran. She is the Director of Community Relations over there at Wallspace. Welcome. Great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
You've been with Wallspace for 2 years. Tell me a little bit about how that role came to be, Ava.
Yeah, so I started out as an associate and then just recently came into this position. So I love outreach and meeting people, and I have a passion for art. So, I moved into this role where I get to do a bit more of that. So it's a
natural fit.
Natural
right?
fit.
Because you're an artist yourself.
I am not to brag. I'm an artist.
She's a bit of an artist, not to brag. But tell me a little bit about your background as an artist.
Yeah, so I studied at OCAD. I was there. I graduated 2017, and then went home for a little bit, waitress a little bit, as they all do.
As many are. I've been there. Yeah, I get you.
And then I went to SPOW, which is School of Photographic Arts, Ottawa. I was there for 2-3 years, and then was repped by Wallspace, and then started working there. So
excellent.
I'm photo-based, and I do paintings as well. So, yeah.
You work in a couple of different mediums.
Yeah,
and
so a couple different mediums, more of an interdisciplinary artist, but
okay.
Yeah.
For people that aren't familiar with Wallspace, I mentioned off the top, Canadian artists, what's sort of the criteria of bringing a piece into Wallspace? You obviously have curators, right, that take care of that, but what sort of criteria does Wallspace have?
So we really just look for a good fit, and we have a variety of artists. So artists working in all different mediums. We have collage work, painting, photo-based work, and it's really, we like to have a balance. So more emerging artists, established, and creating accessible art for all different styles. But sometimes we just see that artist that really speaks to us, and gotta have it. But we do have 70 artists, 10 jewelers, and custom framing as well.
Let's talk about some of the exhibitions, because you've got some great upcoming exhibitions. Let's start with David Lidbetter. He has Impressions coming out. How would you describe that exhibition and his medium?
Yeah, so David always has spectacular work. I always say, I'm not a big winter girly, but look at this.
So this is one of his pieces here, right?
Yeah. And he just captures the Ontario landscape beautifully. And, I'm from up north, so I really resonate with that.
How can you not be a winter girl and you're from up north?
It's just...
Embrace the winter.
I know,
listen,
I know, but
eventually you have
David's taking
He has. He's helping you out.
Side. So
this is beautiful.
This beautiful piece. He's working in oil and a water media. So it's a blend of oil and water paint. And so, just that beautiful landscape. But he has he depicts skies in a very beautiful way, working with different blends of colors that I've often seen. So, this is very much a sunset, but he has a really beautiful depiction of these moody landscapes as well. So, just really great use of color and composition.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And I love the fact that, when I saw it on screen, being close up, and then when I see it on screen from sort of far away, it's so much different, right? And I think people forget to look at art in that way, right?
Yeah.
Standing back, getting close, appreciating, right, textures and that sort of thing.
That's something that I always say, is that the experience is quite different when you're from afar, and then when you get up and see that detail and the brush strokes, and you can, you start to feel the emotions of the artist as well. Yeah.
Another exhibition you have going on is Nicole Allen.
Yeah.
Tell me about Nicole.
Oh my gosh. Nicole's work is absolutely stunning. Also, both Ottawa artists.
Excellent.
So she always works in florals, but she has such an incredible ability to depict florals in such a different way. From piece to piece, what I personally love about her work is she always combines different colors that I wouldn't expect to see, and creates such a vibrant and dynamic pieces. So, and we always say we're always so surprised because, you know, florals are associated with femininity, but we often have a lot of male clients who are very taken with Nicole's work. So she does appeal to both men and women, and we love that.
Yeah, I can see that. You also have a partnership with Being Studio. Tell me about, look at how excited you just got. We should have got a close-up of that one. But we're just rolling through because you also mentioned jewelers as well. You have some wonderful artists that do jewelry, but tell me about that partnership.
Yeah, so actually it's quite new, so that was one thing that I was very excited. We have a partnership with Being Studio, and so we'll have some of their cards here. So these are some that they kindly dropped off. So we'll be having those. So you'll be able to pick those up for Christmas. So,
oh, nice! Excellent.
And all the proceeds go into Being as well. They're a not-for-profit. So Being Studio supports artists with developmental disabilities.
Yeah.
So they have a really great program, and you know, when we talk about accessibility in art at Wallspace, we're also talking about programs like that that are really important in the community, and art is for everyone.
Yeah, agreed. We had them on the show just a couple of months ago. We had one of the organizers on. You know, a lot of people think too. I've just got 67, but that art's sort of out of their price range and affordability. But you have various price range, and you also have layaway plans, right? Which is really important. Yeah. For people that aren't familiar with that, just explain that quickly.
So layaway plans. What you do, you know, you find the piece that you love, but 25% deposit plus tax, and then you pay the rest monthly. So you're able to, you know, take the piece that day, but over the course of several months, you would just once a month pay, and you own the piece.
Fantastic.
So,
Ava, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. By the way, the David Lidbetter Impressions, their opening exhibition is Saturday, November 18th. That runs from 3 to 5 p.m. And if you just want to go down at any time, there's nothing better than going to a gallery and just wandering around and looking at the pieces. They're located at 1090 Bank Street, and of course you can find them online at wallspacegallery.ca. We're going to be showcasing some other local craft makers and Canadian craft makers coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
Are you low on food? Struggling to pay the bills? Overwhelmed by life's challenges? When you need support but don't know where to turn, just dial 211. 211 connects you to the programs or services near you.
211, how can I help you?
211, help starts here.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lee Evans, and I am so excited to be performing for Encore Ottawa 3. My performance will be coming out this week, so stay tuned.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdsville, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
Celebrate Ottawa returns this fall with brand new episodes starting October 15th. The show features people, places, and events that make Ottawa such a vibrant place to call home. Join us Sunday evenings at 7.
Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. We go from art to art. That's what I love about this show. We get to showcase so many great things that are happening in the city. So from Wall Space Gallery to the Nepean Sportsplex. And am I talking sports? No. I'm talking about the Nepean Sportsplex Christmas Craft Show. And they are celebrating a huge anniversary this year. Here to tell me more about it is Dale Johnson, Portfolio Manager over at the Nepean Sportsplex. Welcome. Great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
How are things, by the way, just in general at the Nepean Sportsplex? You must be back to, you know, just full attendance and
back
things
to normal
hopping.
Operations.
Yeah.
Hockey, swimmers, events, sales. It's busy. It's
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I mean, I have so many great memories. We grew up in Nepean, so my family and we went there all the time, took swimming lessons there, took diving lessons there. I mean, there's so much to do there. And I think maybe some people that aren't aware of this Christmas craft show are probably surprised that 50 years. I mean, it's pretty incredible, Dale. Tell me a little bit about the history behind this.
So the building is turning 50 as well. So it's a combined birthday.
Since the beginning.
Right.
Okay.
That's right. So we turned 50 years old in June this year. We got a couple of competitions and events and things happening throughout the year. We have a Share Your Story where you can scan a QR code and share experiences that you've had at the Nepean Sportsplex over 50 years, which could lead to a prize.
Okay.
And we have a Kahoot that's running all the time where you can take some do a trivia Kahoot about our building, some of the history,
so
the questions.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do that. I have to send that to my brother as well because, as I said, the two of us we took swimming lessons there. My brother was in competitive swimming and diving, and one of my great memories is watching my poor mom sitting in the stands watching us go up to the 4th tower there at the Nepean Sportsplex, and she's afraid of heights.
It's terrifying.
So it is terrifying. I'm afraid of heights. I don't know how I did it back then, but my brother was always, he had no problem doing it. So let's talk about this particular Christmas craft show. This is a juried craft show, which means what exactly, Dale?
Yeah, so as we're taking in new vendors, even our existing vendors, we jury them every year. So we'll get them to send us their website, their photos, the process and how they create these different materials, and we'll sit down as a group and we'll evaluate and judge, ensure that we have a good representation of different types of products from different parts of around Ottawa and mostly Ontario.
Okay, so it is mostly local we're talking about here. And of course, you know, as I just look at the table here, so many different mediums. Let's talk about some of the pieces you brought along with you here. I want to start with that one over there because I mean, it's just spectacular.
Yeah,
that's a handmade piece.
That's right.
It's
and
incredible.
if you look closely, you can see where every fold and piece is all put together.
Yeah.
So this is River Light stained glasswork. They've got a large booth there where you can come and see a lot of different variations, but this one has some Christmas lights inside where you could plug and light it up. So it's a really cool piece. I was told to be very careful with it. It's fragile as I brought it today.
I can imagine, yeah.
And then they have
you break, you buy, Dale.
So they have big to small. So they have options of some small stained glass work as well as some bigger units.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking treats, of course, with Miriam a little bit earlier, and you brought some treats along here yourself as well.
I'm not sure these ones will be gluten-free. But
that's okay.
And maybe I'm wrong, but this is the Cupcake Lounge, and they have different pieces here from different cookies and different tools where you can make a hot chocolate mix where it comes with the powder, the chocolates, the marshmallows, some cookies.
Oh, what a great idea.
They have a really fun booth. If you're a sweet tooth, they have a lot more to offer than just this here.
And what a great local success story, Cupcake Lounge. We did a story on them. We had a show called Operation Support Local during the pandemic and went and spoke to the owner, and just unbelievable. Again, just one of those great examples, right, of a success story from Ottawa. What do we have next year? Looks like perhaps
Shelley McDonald jewelry, as you can see there. I don't know the best option to show it, but
cheat it this
Shelley's
way
been to our show for a few times. Her work is very popular. We have a lot of people just come to search just to get it while she's in town.
Oh, really?
Local. So she has some wonderful pieces available, and come on by and see her for sure.
Yeah, and again, unique pieces, right? All of these are handmade, so you're not going to find one that looks like the other, right? It's like showing up at the event and you're wearing the same suit or dress. That's not happening here. Tell me about this company here.
Yeah, so this is Pure Heart Essentials. So you're getting bath salts and different things. I don't speak to this very strongly. I'm not really the bath salts kind of guy, but
Dale, just give it a try, okay? You may find out you fall in love with it. I'm not kidding. I used some myself.
Everyone in the office that likes bath salts have walked into my office for the last 2 days and said, "What is this smell?" This stuff
Really,
is fabulous. It's very popular. It's sold throughout Ottawa in different spots, but they will have a booth there, and there's all kinds of scents and flavors and types that you can come and check out.
Very, very nice. All right, let's look at this. Is adorable. I'm just going to show this over to Kevin's camera again as well. Tell me about this beautiful artist.
So this is Move Over Martha. She has a wide range of stuff. This is kind of two of her pieces that she wanted to show. It's obviously handmade, very Christmassy. So it's right in the market of our Christmas craft show. So she's a newer vendor for us, so we're happy to present her stuff today.
Well, what's great too about this market is for those people, listen to me carefully, men out there, if you're a last-minute shopper, go to this Christmas craft show and get ahead of things so you're not scrambling, right, at the end. This is the last company here.
For the guys out there, this is a seafood dip.
Okay.
And it is a lobster mousse or a crab mousse, and it is worth the trip.
Like to die for stuff.
I'm telling you guys, this stuff is good. I'm glad we saved them for the last, because they are one of my favorite booths.
I love it. Okay, I'm going to have to see, before you leave, I'm going to have to get a price on those from you. Are you doing anything special because it's the 50th anniversary for the show?
Councillor Devine, our local councillor, is going to be there Saturday morning.
Oh, wonderful.
And he's going to meet and greet the people at the beginning of the show, just show his presence. We have a 2-for-1 special on Thursday just to draw in some more people.
Oh yeah, that's the opening day, right?
That's the opening day.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just the share your story and the Kahoot for chances for some prizes. And we're just hoping, since it's the 50th, we get some new people and some young people. We have some distilleries that have just joined us, so we're looking to get the younger crowd in, which is primarily, this has been a little bit of an older show, so we're really mixing it up. And Tulips and Maple, our local caterer, they're going to have a sip and shop type thing where you can have a glass of wine or a beverage and wander around and do your Christmas shopping.
How sophisticated, Ottawa. I love it. Again, it's happening, of course, at the Nepean Sportsplex, November 2nd to 5th. So November 2nd is that 2-for-1, open 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on that night. And I'll give you the other dates and times. But again, that's November 2nd to 5th, and you can find out more information on the website. We'll be back after this.
On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, we encourage Canadians to pause and remember all that veterans have sacrificed for us, lest we forget.
I am Gagweg. My name means everything.
Tom Longboats.
I am Wolf Clan, Onondaga Nation. I've run many different races. I've run to survive and to be free. I've run to win for honor.
His people might be lazy, but this one's damn fast.
My people respected our runners, people who carried important messages from village to village.
I need a guide to the next post. Dispatch carrier, sir. I can get you there. God's sakes, man! Slow down. Who do you think I am, Tom Longboat? No, sir. I am.
Running makes me feel alive. It's everything.
Tom Longboat was the first Indigenous person to win the Boston Marathon. He ran his way to international fame and became an inspiration to generations of athletes.
Join us for Season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
Play 4 games of bingo from the comfort of your own home each Monday at 7 p.m. for your chance to win money from our $2,000 regular bingo or $5,000 super bingo night. Kiwanis TV Bingo, Mondays at 7 p.m. on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. As you know, we've talked about it on this show before, and we have an aging population that is the majority of the population like we've never seen before in history. And a lot of people, they don't plan properly. But my next guest and her business do such a great job doing just that, helping you plan for whether it's retirement or long-term care or perhaps even staying in your home. I am joined by Amy Friesen. She is the founder and CEO of Tea and Toast. Welcome.
Thanks
Great
for
to have you
having me.
back. Amy, let's talk a little bit about, first of all, the inspiration behind the business. When did this idea come to fruition?
Yeah, sure. We're almost 10, and next year we'll be 10 years old. I've been in the industry for 20 years, and really I was working in retirement living, and I was just finding I couldn't satisfy enough clients. I couldn't get them what they need, and so many people are overwhelmed, and they're frustrated, and they're stressed out. And I really just feel like retirement living and long-term care, the navigation part of it can be so much easier.
We've seen the difficulties through COVID, both of those situations, right? Long-term care and retirement. So what are some of the trends that you've seen through COVID and that perhaps may even continue today?
We've seen, of course, a lot of people stayed home during COVID.
Right.
We definitely moved a lot of people as well, but a lot of people stayed home. So one of the main trends we're actually coming up against is the people who stayed home who need care now are moving, but then we have all of the extra baby boomers and all of that bubble that's kind of everybody talks about that's starting.
Right.
All of them are looking for care, and so there's extra people in the industry, and what it's creating is wait lists in retirement, which is some of the first wait lists I've seen in 20 years. You know, there's used to be like a couple here and there, but significant on care. So that's been a real big problem because long-term care has significant wait lists as well, and so it's really pertinent to make sure people plan at this point.
So how do you help families then at Tea and Toast?
Absolutely. So we educate families so that they have all the information that they need to make educated decisions. So whether it's elder care planning for them to remain in their home and in what we see as maybe obstacles or things that they need to change to be safe. And then also when it's time and they're looking for a retirement home, we're going to help figure out which homes are best for them. We're going to tour with them and help them through that whole transition. And then we also consult for long-term care. Long-term care is a very difficult industry. It's you know, similar to retirement, but a bit more difficult. And so we help families understand both of those and really navigate which homes would work best for them.
Well, let's try to give our viewers then a better understanding, because I think there is confusion between retirement home and long-term care. What's the difference between those two?
So the best way I like to describe it is retirement is like a social model.
Okay.
So they have a lot of activities. It's very homey. It can be what I call a shiny penny, new, glamorous.
Right. Yeah.
Or it can be a homey home, but older, but still, you know, still has that kind of look. And we're very fortunate in Ottawa. Retirement homes here, a lot of them can provide very high care levels, which is very good because there's such a low selection, generally speaking, just because of the aging population, like you said. And then long-term care is a medical model. And so you have to qualify to get into long-term care. So you have to have a certain level of needs before you can qualify. Then you go on a wait list, and then you get accepted. The wait lists here are approximately anywhere. There's a couple that are 6 months to a year, but there's a lot that are in that 5 to 8 year zone as well.
Wow. So with that in mind, then when do you start planning?
Like yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, our strategy is always, it's better to be in the know than not. And so it's really good to plan out. It's better to have a plan and not have to use it. There's a lot of people that say, I'm going to stay in my house and you're going to take me out feet first, which is what we hear a lot.
Right.
But unfortunately, those people don't plan to stay in their house. And so is it safe? Are there rugs? Is it, what is it that's going to keep them safe? So a lot of those people end up in crisis, end up in hospital, and then they don't have choices.
So how do you, how do you work with, let's say I'm, in my retirement years, I'm in my 80s, I want to stay at home. How do you help people make that decision? Or how do you help people stay in their home?
Well, firstly, you look great for your age.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
We do a service to come into the home.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
okay.
so it's an elder care planning service to start off. It's kind of just like that dip your toe in type of service, so people are familiar. What we do is we really go into the home and whoever needs to be in that meeting. So sometimes it's the seniors themselves, it's their children, their adult children, whoever's involved. We'll go in, we'll talk to them about retirement, long-term care. We'll educate them on all of that stuff so they can make strategies with us and talk about, you have Parkinson's. Okay, so this is how we've seen Parkinson's develop in others, and these are the strategies that you might want to take into consideration.
Right.
And then in the short term, like I said, do you have throw rugs that are going to be a fall hazard? Are you struggling with stairs? Are you struggling with meal prep? Are you isolated? And it's like all these things that we draw out and ask the questions, which I will tell you, as a professional, it's easier for us to ask the questions than it is for the children to ask the questions.
I was going to ask you about that because but some of us, we get stubborn, right? I'm going to stay in my home no matter what, and as you just said, you're going to take me out by my feet. How would you suggest even, let's say, the children approach an elderly parent or parents to start that conversation?
I would suggest, one, it's great that if they're there and we want to have that conversation, that's already a great starting point, because a lot of people are like, no, we're not going to do it.
Right.
And so that's a good starting point. Two, I always say, we want to make sure that you're on the same side as your parent. You want to make sure they're driving the bus. You're there to support.
Right.
And so you could say, Mom, I've really seen a couple of things lately that I want to talk to you about. I'm really worried about your safety. Could we have a lunch this day, this time to talk about it? It's really important not to surprise people.
Yes.
Nobody wants to be having Sunday dinner and be like, by the way, can I move you to a retirement home?
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
It's an excellent point. If if families out there want to sit down and have a consultation with you or another member of your team, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Great to give us a call at 613-698-1319 or teaandtoast.ca. They can book an appointment right online.
Fantastic. Amy, great advice. No, really appreciate your time today. Again, it's teaandtoast.ca. I mean, how do you not going to remember that? teaandtoast.ca. A wonderful cruise coming up, specifically for women. This is a wellness cruise. I want you to stay tuned for this. We'll be back to tell you about all the details right after this.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy. Or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Hi, I'm Danielle Allard, and I am a proud Ottawa born and raised singer-songwriter, and I'm part of Encore Ottawa 3. I really hope you like the music and just come and see all of the talent that Ottawa has to offer.
Unbelievable. You just never see that. Oh, what a shot. The OHL on Rogers TV.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lee Evans, and I am so excited to be performing for Encore Ottawa 3. My performance will be coming out this week, so stay tuned.
I just feel relaxed already talking to my next guest. We're going to be discussing the Wellness on Water River Cruise, just an incredibly unique experience. I'm joined by Sheila Gallant-Holleran. She is the owner of Lush Life Travel, also affiliated with Direct Travel. Welcome, Sheila. Great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Well, so when I say Wellness on Water River Cruise, what does that mean exactly?
Well, we're doing something that's going to be women-focused.
Okay.
So, and our ship is called the River Duchess.
Nice.
So you call a Duchess your grace, right?
Right.
So we're going to embrace your grace on the water. And wellness really about self-care and people taking care of themselves again, especially women, because we are usually taking care of everyone else, right?
You got that right.
Forget to take care of ourselves.
Lush Life Travel, where did that idea come from? Was it always around this sort of wellness idea and women focused?
Well, I focused initially on adventure travel and luxury travel, and the wellness kind of flowed from that. I realized my clients were looking more for soft adventure, doing some walking and wine trips perhaps, or some small ships like on river cruises. So I kind of specialize in small ships, river cruising, expedition cruising, and the ships with like less than 1,000 people, and then doing private trips as well, like Australia safaris and those kind of things. But the wellness kind of flowed out of what I was booking for people without realizing initially that it was a specialty. And I just kind of went with it.
Yeah, and you've partnered up with what, Uniworld? Is that right? So tell me about that partnership and who they are, why you decided to go with Uniworld in particular.
Sure. Well, I did a group 75 just before the world shut down with the pandemic. And we did a Dashing Through the Danube river cruise for the Christmas markets. And we had an amazing time. And we tried to come back together to do another trip, but that pandemic kept raising its ugly head. So we're finally getting back to do it again. And you know, river cruising is such a great way to travel. I worked with Uniworld on that first cruise, and Uniworld is really about wellness on water, like letting you be who you want to be and reconnect with yourself. But it's also the food on board. It's culinary excellence. You know, your farm to ship type food.
Nice.
And also, so you can eat, drink, and be merry on the ship, right? You can eat this excellent food. You can enjoy unlimited premium spirits and wine, and you can have enrichment and still connect with other people. So,
and an opportunity, I guess, for some self-care.
That's right.
While you're there, like I mean, I just some things that come to mind: meditation and yoga. Are some of these things components of the cruise?
Thank you. Yes, it is. You can get up and do sunrise yoga every morning.
Nice.
And they have different excursions as well that are more let's go to be active. So you can certainly, you know, we're going to be in Europe, we're going to be on the Danube River. So the cruise itself is going to be visiting some magical spots like Budapest and Vienna and Prague. And you can choose to go do the regular excursions that are going to take you to like the Belvedere Museum or the Vienna Opera House.
Wow.
But you can also choose to do let's go and get on a bike and do an excursion that's taking you through a Bavarian village. Or you could also choose to just take the bikes and go on your own.
Right.
So it's that combination of, you know, it's really important for women to kind of remove themselves from their roles and responsibilities they have at home and to just slow down, right? And to allow themselves to be pampered. And by doing this on a river cruise, that gives you all those options to be as active as you choose to be with the wellness, you know, do the sunrise yoga in the morning, do the bikes, or maybe just lie on your Savoir bed, which is like the best beds in the world.
But I like that you have the choices, because I think sometimes people go on these wellness cruises or even, you know, wellness resorts or whatever, and, you know, somebody's getting you up, you know, and you got to get up out of bed, and we've got this to, you know, to do, and we've got activities all day, and you just sort of feel overwhelmed. I guess that was a really big part of your philosophy was, hey, you want to do it, go ahead. If you want to stay in bed, you want to sit by the pool, this is part of your philosophy then,
exactly.
Sheila.
And there are certainly people who embrace the boot camp mentality.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they want to go,
yeah.
for sure.
And that's not me, and that's not where most of my clients are. this, I mean, you can choose to be active and do that if you choose, but it's more about taking care of yourself. So self-care and healthy living, and however you define that. Sometimes it's just, you know, allowing yourself to not be stressed out, right? Because it's been a pretty stressful 3 years, three and a half years, and the world is pretty chaotic right now. So it's like, you know, she persisted, right? You know, Elizabeth Warren saying, but it's kind of like women really have to force ourselves to persist through this and force ourselves to take care of ourselves. Right. And however you choose to take care of yourself in a way that's going to allow you to reclaim your power and just move forward, that's the best choice that you can make.
Nice. 30 seconds left. How do people book?
Contact me, Sheila at lushlife.ca. You can visit my website, lushlife.ca as well. And I have reduced solo supplements. I can pair you up with someone if you don't have someone to travel with, or bring a mother, daughter, sister, friend.
Great idea. Sheila, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for the opportunity.
By the way, it's 7 nights on board this Uniworld's River Duchess, as she was saying. Set sail October 4th, 2024 from Budapest. So you've got lots of time to book, but I suggest you book sooner rather than later because it will most likely sell out. We'll be back with more right after this.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Celebrate Ottawa returns this fall with brand new episodes starting October 15th. The show features people, places, and events that make Ottawa such a vibrant place to call home. Join us Sunday evenings at 7.
Join us for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
You're good. You're good. Welcome back to the show. What a great Friday show. Oh my goodness. Variety of fantastic topics. Another big thanks to Miriam Pearl from Delicious Without Gluten. Again, you can find that ebook we were talking about those, you know, if you have a child with particular allergies out there, you can visit deliciousswithout.com to get a hold of that ebook. Big thanks to Ava as well from Wallspace Gallery, wallspacegallery.ca. They've got ongoing exhibitions all the time, over 70 artists, 10 jewelers as well. The David Lidbetter Impressions opening exhibition, that's opening day, is Saturday, November 18th from 3 to 5 p.m. They're located down there at 1090 Bank Street, brand new location for them. Big thanks to Dale Johnson as well, portfolio manager at the Nepean Sportsplex. A reminder that the Nepean Sportsplex Christmas Craft Show kicks off on November 2nd. It's a 2-for-1 on November 2nd. That is 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on the 2nd. November 3rd, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. as well. Then November 4th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the final day, November 5th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can find out more information online. And again, if you want to talk to your family member about perhaps retirement or long-term care, teaandtoast.ca. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
I'm Meg, and this is Fit Finley, and we're from Fit Over 50. Join me for a new season, which is full of awesome workouts designed for adults 50 plus. Improve your motivation, your strength, and your energy. Join me for a new season of Fit Over 50 exclusively on Rogers TV.
everybody. My name is Karen. I'm here with my best friends Shane and Monique. Join us on Rogers TV for Fitness Faction. Every week we're going to take